What if the ocean disappeared? Have you ever thought about what would happen if one morning we woke up and the ocean was gone? No waves, no water, no sound of the sea, just empty land stretching where the blue water used to be. It sounds like a science fiction story, but let's imagine it together. What if the ocean disappeared? First, think about what the ocean really is. It covers more than 70% of our planet. It gives us food, air, and life. The ocean is home to fish, whales, turtles, and millions of other living things. But what if one day all that water was gone? Let's start with the animals. Poor fish, they would have nowhere to swim. Dolphins, sharks, and jellyfish would not survive. Whales would lie on the dry ground, and coral reefs would turn into dry, gray rocks. Crabs and starfish would dry up under the hot sun. The sounds of the ocean, the waves, the bubbles, the calls of whales would stop forever. Next, think about people. Life near the beach would change completely. The air would feel hotter, and the smell of salt would disappear. Boats would sit on the dry sand, useless. Fishermen would lose their jobs, and markets would have no fresh fish to sell. Coastal cities would turn into deserts. Places like Istanbul, Tokyo, Sydney, and New York would no longer have blue seas at their borders. The weather would change too. The ocean helps control the temperature of the earth. It keeps us cool in summer and warm in winter. Without it, the world would become very dry and hot. Rain would stop in many places. Farmers would have trouble growing food. Rivers and lakes would slowly dry up because the water cycle would break. No ocean means no clouds, and no clouds mean no rain. Imagine the animals on land. Birds that eat fish like seagulls and pelicans would starve. Polar bears and penguins would lose their ice homes. Even forests far away from the sea would start to die because they need rain that comes from ocean evaporation. The earth would become a dry, silent planet. Humans would also have a big problem with food. Many people depend on seafood for protein. No ocean means no fish, no shrimp, no seaweed. Restaurants that serve sushi, fish, soup, or shrimp pasta would close. People in island countries like Japan, the Philippines, and Indonesia would suffer the most. Their cultures and traditions would change forever. And what about our air? The ocean makes over half of the oxygen we breathe. Tiny plants called plankton live in the water and make oxygen through sunlight. Without them, there would be less air for us. Breathing might become harder. We would need machines to clean the air or make oxygen, but that would be expensive and not enough for everyone. Let's imagine walking on the ocean floor. It would look strange. Mountains, canyons, and old shipwrecks would appear. We could see the Titanic sitting on dry land. People might build cities on the seabed or roads where whales once swam. Scientists would rush to study this strange new land. But the smell would be terrible. Millions of dead fish and sea creatures would rot in the sun. It would not be a nice place to visit. The climate would continue to change. Without the ocean to absorb carbon dioxide, greenhouse gases would increase. The planet would heat up even more. Ice caps would melt faster, even though the ocean was gone. Deserts would grow, and farmland would die. People would fight for water. Rivers would dry up, and lakes would shrink. The Earth would become a place where only a few plants and animals could live. But let's imagine something hopeful. Humans might try to save the planet. They could build artificial lakes or giant water tanks. Scientists might create fake oceans using recycled water. Maybe robots would help clean the air and cool the planet. People would finally understand how important the ocean was. Children would learn about it in schools as a lost treasure, something that once gave life to everything. Artists would paint pictures of the sea. Musicians would write songs about waves and the sound of rain. Poets would dream of blue water and seagulls. People would look at old photos of beaches and say, "I wish I could swim there just once." The ocean would become a memory, a story we tell our grandchildren. Let's also think about how cities would look. Without the ocean, there would be no beaches for holidays, no ports for ships, no seafood restaurants by the shore. Tourism would disappear in many places. Islands would become hot rocks in the sun. The smell of sunscreen and salty wind would be gone. Instead, there would be dust and silence. Technology would change too. Submarines would be useless. Ships would sit in museums. Ocean research centers would close. But maybe people would explore the dry ocean floor like archaeologists, looking for fossils, treasure, and secrets from the deep past. Maybe they would find lost cities under what used to be the sea. Still, the biggest loss would be emotional. Many people feel peaceful when they look at the sea. The sound of waves helps us relax. The ocean connects us to something bigger than ourselves. Without it, the world would feel smaller and sadder. No more beach sunsets, no more swimming, surfing, or sailing. The sea's beauty and mystery would be gone forever. Imagine how strange it would be to live in a world where children have never seen the ocean. They would learn about it only from pictures and stories. They might ask their parents, "Was the ocean really that big?" And their parents would answer, "Yes, it was bigger than you can imagine. It was blue, deep, and full of life." Would humans ever try to bring it back? Maybe one day, scientists would try to melt ice from the poles or bring water from other planets. Maybe Mars water would be brought to Earth to refill the oceans. Or maybe people would build domes filled with artificial seas and robot fish swimming inside. But it would never be the same. Now, think about the small things that depend on the ocean too. Your toothpaste, soap, and even some medicines are made from things found in the sea. Without it, many products would disappear. Factories would have to change. Prices would go up. People would have to find new ways to make simple things. Even music and movies would be different. There would be no ocean songs, no Finding Nemo, no Little Mermaid, no stories of pirates or sea adventures. The sea has always inspired art, stories, and dreams. Without it, the world's imagination would lose something magical. The ocean is also a bridge between countries. Ships carry food, clothes, and fuel across it every day. Without it, global trade would stop. Airplanes would be the only way to travel far, but tickets would be too expensive. Some countries would not be able to get food or medicine from others. The world would become smaller and more divided. Our planet would also look strange from space. Instead of blue and green, it would be brown and gray. The blue planet would no longer be blue. Astronauts would look down and wonder, where did the ocean go? It's scary to imagine, isn't it? The ocean is not just water, it's life itself. It connects every living thing on Earth. It gives us weather, air, food, and beauty. Without it, we would lose not only animals and plants, but also part of ourselves. Maybe this story helps us remember how lucky we are to have oceans. Every drop of water, every wave, every fish is important. The ocean needs our care, and we need it too. So next time you visit the sea, listen to the sound of the waves, feel the wind. Remember that this blue world keeps us alive. What do you think? If the ocean disappeared, how would your life change? Would your city feel dry and silent? Would beaches turn into empty deserts? Would you miss the sound of waves, the taste of salt, and the cool sea breeze? Think about how the ocean touches everything: your food, your air, your rain, your peace of mind. What if it all went away tomorrow? How would you feel? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Please share your ideas and feelings in the comments below. Tell us what the ocean means to you and why you think it's important for our world. Your voice can inspire others to care more about our planet. Let's start a conversation and make a small change together.